Are you looking for a competition chassis system for your rimfire rifle? We've got the KRG Bravo coming up. I'm John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and this is our review of the Kinetic Research Group Bravo chassis, but specifically for the T1x rimfire rifle from Tikka. Now, we did a full review of the KRG Bravo for the Remington 700 quite a while back, and we'll go ahead and leave a link for that video so you guys can check that out, because everything about that video holds true with the Bravo that I have here in front of me. But KRG took this a little bit of a step forward. So we've done quite a bit of content on the Tikka T1x, and we actually have published our review video of the rifle in stock form, and it is a really great option for National Rifle League 22 base class competition. But if you want to take it to that next step and you want to jump up into open class, but you don't want to drop $1,000 on a chassis system, the Bravo is a great option. Now, you can utilize a T3 stock on a T1X, but there are some issues with the magazine release and some other things that may get in the way, since the T1X magazine well is attached to the bottom of the receiver. That has benefits and it has drawbacks, and we covered that in the T1X review video. What Kinetic Research did is they took the T3 Bravo and they made some modifications to the trigger guard. So obviously we do not have a magazine release on the trigger guard for the T1X version. It's not needed because the magazine release stays with the action when you take it out of the stock. So it just gets things out of the way and gives you a cleaner chassis overall. They did retain the full centerfire size magwell on it, and that allows you to reach up into the magwell to release your magazine. Reinserting the magazine, you don't have a really nice funnel to guide you in, but if you remember just to bring it back against the trigger guard and then slide it in, it's really no problem with quickly inserting the magazine. The magazine does lock in nice and easy, and the front of the magwell does give you a nice fence to prevent barricades from coming back and smacking in to the T1X magazine, which I'm still a little bit careful about that since they are plastic. I'm still a little bit worried about banging it on a barricade and fracturing it. So we do have that fence there. Now, the trigger guard is machined aluminum, just like on the other Bravo chassis, so you do get a really nice high quality part there. Now, the T1X, although it is a rimfire chassis, it still has the aluminum backbone that all of the other KRG chassis systems have. It also has a injection molded forend here, and the combination of those gives you a really huge variety of accessories that you can mount on this chassis. You can put one of their Arca Rail accessories on the bottom and set this guy up exactly like a centerfire competition rifle. You do have M-locks up front here, so if you want to put an M-lock sling stud adapter or QD adapter in, that is absolutely fine. And you do have the recess in the front, so you can put on any of KRG's spigot adapters. So if you want to push your bipod out a little bit further, you can do that as well. So again, a ton of options available. It does come with a single sling stud in the front, and the forend is contoured very nicely to be able to capture the sides of a Harris style bipod. So if you want to just snap a Harris or even a cheaper Caldwell bipod on here, the forend is already set up for that. If you want to go with a Picatinny rail setup, then you can just take the screw out, drop a short piece of pick rail on here, and then you're good to go. It has a ton of holes on the bottom to mount just about anything that you really want to mount on the bottom of this chassis system. Now, coming back to the back half, this is standard Bravo fare back here, just like the chassis that we reviewed, and all the things that we liked about that chassis then hold true with the chassis here. We have a really nice palm swell on the pistol grip, and it is almost completely vertical, so it really puts your hand in a nice position to address that trigger. Additionally, the way that the rear is ramped up to the tang of the action. Gives you a really nice thumb rest to brace your thumb when you go to operate that bolt. You have a nice deep cutout here, and it is fully ambidextrous, so if you switch to support side for shooting stages, or if you're a lefty, then you can run this guy support side, and it feels exactly the same on either side. When we come back here to the bottom, we do have a cover on it right now, but there is a butt hook cut out in here, and there is an accessory filler plate that you can put on there to close up the stock and allow you to utilize the butt hook. I've been utilizing it with the cover plate installed, and it works just fine. It rides the bag very, very well. You do have mounting holes back here on the back, so if you want to put a sling stud on the bottom, you're fine. If you want to put a pick rail back here to mount a monopod, you can do that as well. The length of pull is adjustable through spacers that KRG does sell, although it came out of the box pretty much exactly where I like my length of pull. It's just a hair short, but not enough that I wanted to change anything up on it. The cheek piece is fully adjustable for height, and you do have the thumb wheel adjustment here where you can raise it up and down. It is not set up so you can switch the thumb wheel to the opposite side, but I haven't really found too much of a problem when I switch over and shoot support side with it. If it does bother you, you can go ahead and replace that with a flat bolt to hold things into place. But again, I didn't discover it to be a problem. The stock does come with a mounting point here for QD flush cups. You can purchase the QD cups separately and go ahead and screw them in there, and they work just fine. So again, with a M-LOK mount up front and a flush cup on the back, then you've got a great place to mount up your sling. It does come with a nice sticky cushioned recoil pad. Obviously this is a rimfire rifle, so there is not a ton of recoil on it, but I do like the texture on the pad. It keeps it from sliding around in your shoulder pocket when you're on the gun. So overall, the KRG Bravo chassis for the T1X really offers some great opportunities to upgrade the T1X without really getting into the expensive higher-end chassis systems. You're looking at about $369 for the chassis system as it sits here. So you're not going absolute crazy on a relatively inexpensive 22 trainer. And again, you can set this guy up exactly like a centerfire rifle if you've got a Bravo already on your centerfire rifle. And the Bravo chassis in itself, even looking at the centerfire, is a great value for what it is. It offers a lot of adjustment, a lot of ways to customize it, and really get you out there and shooting. And that is my opinion of the Bravo chassis from Kinetic Research Group. I want to thank KRG for sending the Bravo chassis out to us to review. If you guys have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section below or send them to us on Facebook or Twitter. If you liked the video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that little bell icon to be notified when we release new content. And until next time, get out and shoot.